Hello my love, it's Rachel here, and today I'm finally going to share with you my top 5 tarot decks of all time. Now, I use these tools, tarot decks and oracle decks, but especially tarot decks. They work as a map for me. They work as a mirror and a best friend. So when I use tarot cards, they bring an element of self-discovery to my spiritual practice, my life, and my journey of self-knowledge and understanding who I am here in this life and what I want to express throughout my existence here. They are a tool for clarity. They are a tool that allow me to get in touch or facilitate that contact with my inner wisdom, especially my feminine wisdom. So that's how I use this deck. So this is not a video for tarot collectors. This is a video from a person that actually uses tarot every day for other people that actually use tarot. So you're not going to find here rare decks or out of print decks or only indie decks. That's not my goal. I'm bringing here 5 decks that I have actually been working with for over a decade now. Okay, of course some of them they got here later, but in general some of them here, especially 2 of them, I've been working with them, one of them for over a decade, another one for almost a decade. So let's do it. I will start with my guys, she's my best friend, she's my teacher, she's someone that I know so well and that knows me so well as well. A deck that allowed me to access the gift of speaking tarot, speaking the language of tarot, and this deck is the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith. I love any Rider-Waite-Smith. This is the lineage that I work with, that I identify with. Yes, I dedicated my time to study other languages as well. It's more like lineages, right? So it's one language, but other lineages like the Tarot de Marseille and the Thoth Tarot, but this is the girl. This is the one for me. And especially this one, the Universal Rider-Waite. It was my first tarot deck after, I wanted to start with the Tarot de Marseille. It didn't happen. Then I decided to buy this one, not this copy. This is a newer copy. My first copy is somewhere safe. And it just happened. We just built a beautiful, beautiful relationship. This deck, I had a video here about the 3 decks that I think that we should have in our collection, and the original one, I think it's important, the original one in that lineage that we are working with, that we identify with. In my case, it is the Rider-Waite-Smith. In this one, I like the colors. I love everything about this deck. It is a deck that, you can work with this deck for any kind of reading, any kind of work. It is a deck that is going to be always so clear, at least for me. And a deck that I will always have in my collection and that I always work with. One of these decks, they are always here on my work table. It is a deck that I recommend when you come to work with me in tarot mentoring, to learn the Essence Aligned Tarot way of working with the cards. I love this deck. It goes like, if you have one of this, you don't need anything else, really, right? The second one was a deck that it became one of my favorite decks after the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith. This deck came to my collection, and early on, it's an older deck, and it helped me to, sorry guys, the Universal Rider-Waite, by the way, it's published by US Games, okay, just to let you know. This other one here is published by Luis Carabeo, and it is a deck that came to my collection and taught me some things about me. So it was like I was working with the I had other decks in between, but this one was the one that really started opening doors and teaching me a little bit more about my personal taste when it would come to tarot decks and how to work with them. This is the Tarot Illuminati by Eric Dunn. Oh guys, I love this deck. I remember when this deck came out, everybody would say, oh, it's too busy. I can't read with that deck because it's so busy. And then this deck taught me that I really love the so-called like busy decks. I love the way it makes me feel when I look at these kind of a busy images. When they are busy, I like to notice all the different elements, how they actually ignite my intuition. So I really, really love the busier decks like this, and Tarot Illuminati is the one who taught me that. Not only that, Tarot Illuminati is the deck that allowed me to understand court cards on a deeper level. So what happens is, well, I believe that the Rider-Waite-Smith, the court cards, they are not that expressive. Well, let's be honest, not exactly the best deck to understand the court cards' personalities. And the Tarot Illuminati brought that to my experience. So the court cards here, they are amazing, and they are like my friends. And I remember when I was doing back then an exercise about, I don't remember what book, but some book had this exercise like, okay, so look at all your court cards. Which one would you invite for a party? Which one would be your older brother? Something like that. And you can see how they have much more personality than when you think about regular Rider-Waite. But what happened to this deck is that this deck has my favorite court card of all time. It is for sure my favorite King of Swords ever, and swords and wands, they are elements that I have to work a little harder to connect to them, to connect with them, because I am a lot of earth and water, but not that much air and fire. And this King of Swords is my favorite court card ever. Look at this. Look at this. My favorite court card, my favorite King of Swords, and my favorite king ever. Look at this guy. Like, he is my older brother. He is my father. He is my best friend. And he is my masculine. I love this guy. Look at this. How you're not going to love him? I love him so much. And this deck has some fantastic cards. Look at this Two of Swords. It's gorgeous. And look at this High Priestess. Yes, she is phenomenal. So, well, I know that people nowadays, they want diversity in their decks, some people. And this deck was one of the first ones that I saw with diversity. So each suit is dedicated to a different ethnic. So it's a beautiful deck. It's here in my collection for several years, and it is fantastic for readings where you want to explore your personal power. I would say that career-oriented readings as well, and when you want to read about your business, but especially personal power, owning that place in this world, and especially when you are a leader, things like that. Now, the next deck, so the third one, let me have a sip of water. The third one is my only black and white deck. I had that idea that, oh, black and white, so boring, so this, so that. That's not true. The Tarot of the Abyss showed me that that's not true. It is by Anna Turian and published by US Games as well. This deck's so wonderful. And sometimes when we see black and white decks, sometimes we think that they may be a little dark themed, like more for a shadow work. Nothing like that. That's not truth. She is an older sister, a wise one, a loving one, kind one. This deck so easy to read with, and at the same time she brings a new perspective. She shows you there's something about this artwork. I don't know if it's called sketches. Is that sketches? Feels like pencil, something like that. And it really awakens something different inside us when we are working with her. And this deck is another deck that helped me to go one step forward when it comes to understanding and having a relationship with court cards. These court cards in this deck, amazing. I'm going to show you. Make sure that you're going to, if you have this deck, go there and lay down all the cards. We have a review here for this deck already, but grab your court cards and lay them down in order, and then you're going to see the progress. It's a beautiful deck for that. Look, these lovers. I think that Anna Turian, she has an amazing art style. I love her artwork. The Tarot of Abyss is an older sister. She's wise, she's real, but she's kind. Very special. You know, there are some other decks that I even thought about bringing here as an honorable mention, stuff like that, but I decided to stick with the 5 ones. Okay, so we are only talking about 5 ones, and this one is the 4th one. The 4th one is she's the youngest sister here in this collection. She's pretty new in my collection. She just got here like in December, I think. So I've been working with her for like 3 months, and here she is. I would never imagine that, but it is the Tarot of Aphrodite. I would never imagine that she would be on my top 5, right? This deck is by Aphrodite Studios 333. This is the only indie one here. All of them, I think none of them is out of print. You can find all of these decks, and this one is not out of print as well, but you can buy. You're going to find this deck on their Etsy store. Beautiful. I waited a long time to bring this deck to my collection. Here I can't show you many images. Look how gorgeous it is, because tons of nudity. The most beautiful ones, they'll have some nudity here. Look at this. The Fool. And this deck was there sitting on my wish list. Sorry guys, I had to cut because I showed a very nude here on the camera, so I had to cut this part. Anyways, what I was saying is that this deck was there on my waiting list for a long time. And the reason why that happened is because it's all nudity, is because I bought the Tarot of Aphrodite because I love this artwork, and I was never able to work with that deck. It just didn't happen for me. So I was thinking maybe it's going to be the same, maybe it's going to be the same. And then I decided to buy this deck. And when she got here, I understood why she came at this moment. And she's not so far the deck that I used to work with Venus or Aphrodite, but she's the deck I used to work with the Muse archetype. And I have one video here about working with the Muse archetype, and I'm going to link the video here for you, because it is a beautiful archetype that I've been using, that I've been working with for over a decade, and teaching my students to work with this archetype as well for the same period of time. And sometimes you I don't know, maybe you're going to look at this deck, oh, it's so pinkish, oh, look how gorgeous, beautiful, cute. No, she's not cute. She's not butterflies and unicorns and rainbows and lollipops. No, this artwork is powerful. This artwork awakens something deep and ancient inside of us. So it is a powerful deck to work with the feminine. It's not something about, I'm not saying that love and kindness is not good, it's not wonderful, it's not fantastic. And yes, especially nowadays, we should work with that. But it's not, that's not what I mean. I think what I'm trying to say is that it's not a surface level deck, as you may think. So don't let it fool you. Even though I don't see pink things, and I love pink, I love this kind of colors, and I don't connect them with a surface level energy or something like that, but some people do, and I wanted to assure you that that's not the case at all. Now, the first one, mystery. Huh? Do you know which one is the first? Oh, nobody knows. Yeah, my number one is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. We have a review for her here already, but I'll probably create other videos about this deck. This is another deck that I was like not so sure about bringing to my collection, because first I bought the Oracle of Mystical Moments. I think it's the Oracle deck that the same creator had created before the Tarot, and zero. No, that didn't happen for me. So I was like, oh boy, why would I bother? Even though I was drawn to this deck because I love the artwork, and I love the artwork in the Oracle deck, but it just doesn't work for me. And I was like, why would I bought this deck? Of course it's going to be the same. Look at this. This deck is so powerful, so deep. This deck has the power to ignite my intuition, to awaken my my wisdom, my inner wisdom. She has the ability, I could say, to talk to my soul, but actually I feel like she's the expression of my soul. And what is funny about this deck, or interesting, is that maybe you're going to look at these images and you're going to say, oh, look at these faces, it's all so like plain. I don't think, look at this, not that much emotion. You cannot feel that, you cannot sense emotions here. And that's not truth. You couldn't be. Look at this. She is the most powerful deck for intuitive work, for feminine wisdom work. She's one of the most powerful ones. And for what I call tarot talk, which is the exercise that we do, or the practice that we do, talking to the deck, having a conversation. So you start asking and you start pulling cards and allow that card to talk to you. So it's not going to be like exploring like a regular reading. It's not like that. It's different. But not all decks are suitable for that kind of work, and the Tarot of Mystical Moments is. It is a deck that really carries deep feminine wisdom. It's a very feminine deck. It is a deck that is sweet, kind, gentle, but she's real. So she's not going to punch you in your face, she's not going to kick your ass, but she's going to be real. And she's going to bring you, she's almost like she ignites the hanged man on us when we are working with her, inviting us to see different perspectives in the same issue, the same question that we are working with. So the Tarot of the Mystical Moments is my first one, is my favorite deck. And I wish I could have her in different shapes, because if you see, let me show you here. She's a little larger than a regular Rider-Waite-Smith. And I would love if I could have one. Of course, I know that because of the artwork, she's perfect, okay? I'm not complaining about her, but I would love to have this one and other sizes as well. So the regular one, a pocket edition, not a mini. They have a mini. I wouldn't recommend that because mini decks, they are so small and you can't enjoy this beautiful artwork on a mini deck. These are my top 5 tarot decks, and I would like to ask you to share with me, please, in the comments down below, your list, your top 5 or top 3 or your favorite deck of all time. I want to know. And if you liked this video, maybe you're going to like my favorite tarot and oracle decks of 2025. Here, you can check it out here. Thank you for being here with me, my love, and I'll see you in the next video. Sending you lots of love.